The Trinity of Truth, starring Tom Zames and featuring Divinely Sierra, produced by Catalyst Jones. And we have an amazing guest tonight. You guys, that was all a joke. Like, we are all the trio here, equally parts, all do the same job. But we are blessed with the presence of somebody amazing. And my buddy Tom here was like, I got the perfect person to be our first guest. And so Cece decided, hey, I'm going to do it. Yes, let's go. So we got HotMomFits in the fucking house. How's it going?
It's good. I was really excited to get your text or DM, and I was like, fuck it, let's go.
Yes, heck yeah. I think we lost Sierra, so I'll keep an eye out for when she jumps back in. Hopefully she's able to. But so Cece, tell us a little bit about yourself, what it is that you do and where we can find you.
What I do now is I watch toddlers all day. I keep them alive and keep them from killing themselves. But before that, I'm a stay-at-home mom now. Before that, I was an engineer at an aerospace company, doing metallurgy basically. And before that, I was a materials engineer at Norfolk Southern. And before that, I was in college studying materials engineering at the University of Florida. So where you can find me is HotMomFits on Instagram and Cecilia Ingram on Kick. That's my name.
Awesome. I also saw that you have a YouTube channel as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Very cool. So I will have, if you guys are watching this live, I will have those links for you down below before the show ends. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. And what the fuck is up, guys? How you been?
Yo, what up?
Yeah, so excited to have you, Cece. This is going to be such a fun show. We've been looking forward to it. We all love your content, and I think we're all just going to have a really good conversation tonight. So super stoked to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, heck yeah. I was curious, what was that moment when you were like, I'm going to start making videos? Like, what was it that made you say, fuck this, we're going in?
I kind of did the fitness thing to keep myself accountable after I had my second kid at first. And then I had maybe like a mild psychotic episode after reading the Epstein files, and I decided I just didn't give a shit anymore and wanted to see if anyone else was having a mild psychotic episode. So that's what happened.
You're at the right place.
Yeah. I think it's fair to say that most of us are having a little bit, at least a little bit, you know, it's probably different scales for us, but at least a little bit of a psychotic breakdown with all of this shit going on in the world.
Yeah.
What I'm having is fuck, I was right. I didn't want to be right. And, you know, that was one of those things that I would tell people all the time. It was like, you just want to be right. I was like, that's the last thing I want to fucking be, is right. Trust me, I wish everything coming out of my mouth was bullshit.
How right were you? Like, how far did you guess? Like, how specific were your assumptions before you found out how bad it was?
Well, I wouldn't say that we're done finding things out, right? And just because they're disclosing these Epstein files doesn't necessarily mean that those Epstein files are legitimate, and the things that they are telling us and the things that they've been feeding us conspiracy theorists, these little breadcrumbs that we've been putting together so that we would culminate to this day, I think may have been by design. I could be wrong, but I think that it's just very peculiar to me that why would the bad guys release the files about the bad guys?
Yeah, they're giving us truths, but they're just...
It's true, but it changes the story.
This is where you get into like the woo part of it. Like, all the theories that I hear about this is where you get into like the spooky, the religious, the Freemasonic, all that kind of stuff.
Totally.
Yeah, 100%. So I would say that I was aware of what was in the Epstein files. Shit, Tom, when did that shit like hit Telegram? I want to say 2020.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in 2020, but didn't stuff come out like 2016-ish, like all that kind of talk, or was it 2020?
That was Pizzagate, I think 2016, right?
Well, Q emerged in 2017, and as soon as Q emerged, I was hooked. And so that is ultimately what led me to all of the Epstein files. I knew about Pizzagate, but I wasn't like fully immersed in it to the point where I knew what it was. I just knew that it had to do with child trafficking at the highest levels. That was about all I knew about it. And then I became a full-blown Q-tard by 2018. I was one of those people, if you looked up Q on the internet, you probably saw my face and explaining these Q drops like a crazy man. And then 2019, I realized it was all bullshit. And it aligned so much with the Cass Sunstein papers that were written back in the 80s, I want to say. And so I was like, oh shit, Q is a psyop. Donald Trump is not a good guy. And I've always had my suspicions about Donald Trump, even when I was supporting him and the Q movement. But I was like, you know, how could the face of something so great be a piece of shit? And so I jumped off of the Q train, and in doing so, I lost a lot of endorsements. I was on a Roku TV show. I got kicked off of that. And so that's when I really knew. I was like, oh, both sides are being played, manipulated. There's plants in both sides. And so by the time Charlie Kirk got shot, I was laughing. I was like, this is not even real. This is fucking hilarious. So that's how far down the rabbit hole I am. And I'm not saying that I am correct. I'm just saying that's what my mind leads me to believe. So,
okay. Can I ask you a follow-up question? Because you said something that like I've been thinking about a lot lately. You said like you were laughing when Charlie Kirk got shot. I want so badly like to not lose Candace Owens because I feel like everything gets taken from me. Every person that I like gets taken from me, and I end up realizing that they are faking gay. Like,
bye, baby.
What?
She's definitely
don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Let her have her freaking person, right? Like
it's the Trinity of truth.
Lie to her though, but yeah, I'll let you have her.
So where I'm at with that is like, I think Erica Kirk is doing the best job at like making me think that Candace Owens is fake, because if Charlie Kirk was as amazing as everyone wants him to have been, then how the hell could he have not seen through what a terrible, gross person Erica is? Like, you're married to this person and you don't know? Like, give me a break.
Well, here's the thing: is there's honeypots, and there's also the possibility that Charlie Kirk was playing a role as well.
Yeah.
And so it's not that he didn't know his wife was a piece of shit. It's that he also was a piece of shit that was raised and bred and groomed for that role as she was.
Yes.
But there's also honeypots. So there's people that get implanted in your life and you would never fucking know that they're your handler.
That's so crazy. And that also makes sense to me, the honeypot theory, because it's like Charlie Kirk was kind of a goofy looking, gangly, like dude. And Erica Kirk, especially, like, if you like look back and see when they met, it's like, oh, I can see that she would just like blow him away.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've dated models, like legit models in music video models, shit like that. If Erica Kirk was to approach me, I would lose my shit and call all of my friends and be like, bro, you gotta see this woman.
Yeah, she's hot. Like, so yeah, I get it. I can tell.
She was. Now she just looks terrifying all the time with her staring into the cameras and trying to hypnotize. And it's just an uncanny feeling. She's just very hard to even watch anymore. It's so performative. Everything about it just gives me the absolute ick.
It does. I saw the funniest comment somewhere. It was like, Erica Kirk and Taylor Swift give me the same vibe, and no, I will not explain. And I was like, yeah.
Oh my God, 100%. 100%. It's like, ugh, I don't want to, it's just hard to watch.
Yeah. She's acting like that on purpose. She's acting creepy on purpose. She's being instructed to act like a fucking creep. Like, that's how deep this is. So it's
her role that she's got to play. She's a character.
Yeah, she's instructed to be repulsive and creepy and psychotic. That's like her, her cues, or what do they call that when she's reading her script? Act like this. You know what I mean?
Creepy eyes.
She's loony.
Make sure you hit it.
Yeah. That's all by design.
That makes sense too. There's so many like I don't know. I feel like all these things, I have like
So
one foot in each of the conspiracies. I can't like choose, you know?
it's crazy to me that the Epstein file official drop was your oh shit moment. So you're like, you were freshly just hit like months ago with fucking the truth, like at all angles, instead of being fed a little bit here and there so you could gradually get used to it.
Yeah, I would say I was like caught in the grind of life for like a while, like out of college and my first jobs and nervous about that. And then in manufacturing, they have you work so many crazy hours and night shifts. So I was just like consumed by that. And then I got pregnant. So it was just like life and life and life. And then Charlie Kirk was killed, and I was like starting to notice weird things about that. Started noticing weird things during COVID. So I had all these like weird, like little red flags kind of floating in the back of my head that I was like, we're gonna table this for later. And yeah, once I was like, let's see what happened with those Epstein files, why I voted for Trump to drain the swamp, and it was horrifying. And I was like, that was my final like straw that broke the camel's back, basically.
Okay, I apologize for microphone hogging. I apologize, you guys. So, but actually, go ahead. My train of thought escaped me because I was like, fuck, I'm interrupting Tom. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was just saying the swamp never got drained, did it?
No, it's getting worse and deeper and like more obvious, which gives me like the heebie-jeebies because, like you said, like the revelation is part of it, and I don't like that.
Okay, guys, this is what I've been talking about, right? So Cece is a prime example of they are forcing us to know these things. They're shoving it down our face so that if you don't see these things, it's because you're actively not looking for them. And there's got to be a reason for this, right? And my theory is they need a new system. And the only way for us to accept a new system is to uncover the veil and show us how purely evil and corrupt the one is that we're in right now, so that we beg for a new one and we welcome in this one new world order with open arms, because it's going to get so shitty here pretty soon.
Yeah, I can definitely see that being a reality of what they're doing 100%.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to do this fake Nasara Jassara thing is what they're going to do. This whole Nasara Jassara thing. They're going to do that.
What are we talking about here?
So Nasara Jassara is like the program or whatever, the thing where, how there's like enough money in the world to give everybody millions of dollars, which is true. There's so much money. They could literally give every person on earth $10 million for real. But they won't do that. They can't do that because that's not what it's all about. So, they've been saying it's kind of like in the disclosure community, oh, there's going to be a flip and we're going back to the gold standard and they're going to give us our trust fund money. Our trust fund money, we all have trust funds, so to speak, attached to our birth certificates. Our birth certificates are worth $30 to $50 for real. And the theory is, oh, they're going to give us that money. Like there's going to be a flip. The white hats are going to, reverse this whole inverted banking system and give us our trust funds. And it's just not going to happen. But what they're going to do is something of the sort. Trump's going to come in and he's going to forgive credit card debt and student loans. And the reason he's going to be able to do this is because it's all fake and they don't even exist. But they're not going to tell us that. They're going to make it look like Trump did it. He's a good guy. There's going to be a jubilee. People are going to be celebrating in the streets, all this stuff, right? And then they're going to give us disbursements of like $2, $3, $4 a month out of our trust funds, money that's already our money. They're not going to tell us the truth about it. That's how you know it's a false awakening, when they don't tell you the truth about it. So they'll get rid of credit cards, they'll get rid of student loans, but they're not going to tell us, hey, by the way, that was all fake. They're not going to do that. They're going to make it look like, they did it. So this is what they're going to do. And the hoops you're going to have to jump through to get this $3 or $4 is going to be a lot. And then they're going to make the hoops tighter and tighter to jump through. And that's how they really ensnare you. And everyone's just going to get enslaved in this system where they're basically begging for their fucking $3,000 a month. Give me my $3, like that.
I don't like that, Tom. I reject that. I don't want that to happen.
I kind of reject that too, and also I don't understand how we all have all this money as birthright.
That's true though. That part. So let's put it this way: if you knew that was true, like if that was a given, that part that I told you was true, then what would you think about it?
Then it makes sense. But how did we get to the birthright thing? Like where did that come from?
When your parents sign your birthright, it's basically splitting you and a corporation. It's forming two entities, and so. And so your birth certificate is actually your birthright, and your birth certificate is being traded on the stock market right now for millions and millions of dollars. So every time you go to get a bank loan, and even if you're denied, you're automatically approved based off of what your birth certificate's value is. And then if they deny you, they still get paid as if you took out that loan. But if they accept it, they get paid twice with interest.
So when you apply for a loan, like a mortgage or a car or credit card, anything, right? They go and they take the money out of your account and they put it in their account, and then they lend it back to you, pretend like they just lent you money that they took from you, and then they trick you into paying a car loan or a mortgage. It's all fake.
So I understand that part of it, like how that would work. What I'm like still like I've never heard of how did someone
it's
uncover
a CQV
this,
trust. A CQV trust is what it's called. It's okay. French, right? KV trust. I'm still learning about it too. This was like major news to me, and I've heard it quite a bit over the last year or so in like the these circles of all the truthers and everything. I learned a lot about it from these two guys. But yeah, it's like a trust with your birth certificate. It's in the tens of millions of dollars. And you're just constantly borrowing from that rather than borrowing from any other third party. You're just borrowing from yourself, if I understand it correctly, for what I know of it so far.
Yeah,
That's insane.
It's a world thing too. This isn't just the United States. There's a one world trust, and it's in the Vatican. And that's how I know that there's a one world government, because there's already a one world trust. And this trust has been around as early as 1200 AD, at least. So we've had a one world government for almost 1,000 years. I know.
I'm going to need you guys to send me a lot of resources after this.
Yes, definitely.
The first time I learned about
reading material.
This stuff with it's all securities. The first time I learned about it, it took me a while to really like grasp it. I had to think about it, because at first it's such a mind fuck, because it's so contrary to what we were born into, where we thought that we're supposed to go get jobs and go to work and let the banks are lending us money. No, it's like it's all been inverted. We're the creditors. We're the source of the value. We're human capital.
It makes complete sense, actually. Like if you think about us in terms of how like they think about us, like resources, basically, like the same way like we would think about water or something like that, like something that's of use, basically, that you can trade. That actually makes total sense.
Yes, that's exactly right.
I'd say the best place to start would be learning maritime law. And I'm sure I have some videos. Tom has some probably some videos. But yeah, man, once you learn this shit and then like learn about we could do like 5 episodes just on this and still not even scratch the surface. It's intense learning and unlearning of things and trial and error. Like I almost had a car towed because I put what's called Z plates on my car without going through the whole process of divorcing myself from the DMV and shit. And so I get pulled over and I read off to the cop what I'm supposed to read. And I'm thinking that I got one up on this fucking guy. And I didn't. It was like, I'm like, call your fucking superior. He was like, I'm about to call a fucking tow truck. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, they
I've seen a video of someone doing that.
Make it very difficult to learn about. Obviously, they don't want us knowing about any of this stuff, so they make it extremely difficult and loopholes to go through to find all the information out. So
Yeah, I have some good books. I'll send you some like introduction books.
Yeah, let's see if we can blow your mind on some other shit.
Yeah.
So Tom and I were on the Cult of Conspiracy the other night, and man, I had to bite my tongue so many times because there's just some things like pick your battles, and their audience obviously is going to lean towards their thinking and whatnot. So I just poked in where I could, but this topic came up, and this is one of two of the longer videos that I have for tonight. But we were talking about the local sun and moon, and it was like crazy because right after we got off of that episode, I freaking am scrolling through and come across this video. So let's see what this guy has.
If you put food out in the sun, it gets dehydrated. If I put food out in the full moonlight, it gets putrefied. It putrefies really fast.
Y'all, some of the stuff that this gentleman points out about the sun and the moon is absolutely mind-blowing. Take a listen.
So it rots. It's exactly opposite. And then you can also, at nighttime, when the moon is full, you can pull out a thermometer and put it out in the light of the moon, right? And let's say, as an example, the thermometer reads 70 degrees in the full moonlight. If I put it in the shade of the moonlight, it actually gets warmer. And I pull it out, it gets colder again. So the moon's light is cold. It's not hot. So it's not reflecting the sun. It has nothing to do with the sun. That's what I mean by it's its own light. And that's a simple scientific experiment. Anybody can do it. Thermometer. I don't know if you've ever done it, but I've lived in the northern climates before. And a lot of times if I park my car under a tree, I'll come out to my windshield, to my car in the morning, and half of my windshield will be frozen and the other half won't be. It's happened many, many times. And I never really thought about it until a few years ago, and I put it all together. I'm like, wow. The reason it frosted over is because the full moon light hit that part of the windshield, and this part was underneath the tree in the shade.
So we're rotating around the Earth, the sun.
Exactly. I'm proposing to you that the sun and the moon are moving around us, just like it looks like. They are the same size, not 400 miles further, bigger, and 400 times further apart. It's very much the same. The sun, and astrologically speaking, I think the moon has just as much of an impact as the sun on us. One is our conscious side, one's our unconscious side. One's gold, one's silver, one's hot, one's cold. From our perspective, the moon and the sun are the same size. From our perspective, but they tell us, science tries to tell us that we're going around the sun, and the moon's going around us. It looks like, and from our experience, it looks like the sun and the moon are different. They're the exact same size. They have power. We can feel their power. Like if you believe in astrology at all, like all of our ancestors have always believed it. They believe that the sun, the moon, and all the stars, each of the individual stars have their own power. They have their own potency that they're affecting us. So like if you're born on a particular day of the year, that's your sun sign. You're a Gemini. And then the exact day that you're born will know, okay, that's where the moon was in the sky. And then they can take a picture of the entire sky. They know exactly where all the planets were the moment you were born. And that's going to impact your entire life. All of our ancestors said the sun is masculine, the moon's feminine. I mean, we can just go on and on and on. And it makes sense. Like if you see the world like that, everything starts clicking. Like all these weird questions that we have from our perspective, from our society, they're all science questions. They're like, well, if we this and that, then, and then you come up with all these weird questions. But if you just see the Earth as simple, that's how I see it. It's just very simple. Basically what it boils down to is the sun is not the center of our galaxy. We are. The sun, the moon, all the planets are revolving around us. And not just us as a whole, but I like to tell people like your mom and dad told you the world doesn't revolve around you. And I like to tell them, yeah, it does actually. It totally revolves around you. Whatever you think and believe is the world that you're going to have. Your thoughts, your perspective, the things you expect happen. We live in a magical universe. If you put food out.
A guy isn't the best at talking, but the points all got across, I thought.
You're fine.
I wish I had that video when we were on the Cult of Conspiracy handy and just being like, boom, shut the fuck up.
Have you
I'm becoming a
flat Earth a lot in your studies, Cece? Have you gotten into flat Earth?
Yeah, I'm becoming a flat earther, I think. I haven't like everything that I like, because I woke up March. I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom. Like I have to like quickly absorb crap in a very short period of time every day, basically. So all the little things that I'm touching are just bringing me closer and closer to flat Earth, basically.
Totally.
Oh my God, man. I became a conspiracy theorist like so freaking long ago that it was like almost like back in the day when you would watch your TV show and then have to wait another week for the new episode. And you're living in the world where you get to stream all the fucking seasons at once.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't have any time though. I don't even get to watch my episodes anymore.
You can binge watch conspiracy theories, and we had to like watch them uncover. I'm really jealous, but also like I'm glad that I was able to gradually go through it, because there has been so many dark moments in my life where I've had to recluse and shut the world out for weeks at a time. Like, you know, like we were talking about this in the last episode, but some of the stuff that was on Hunter Biden's laptop when I got his files, that shit, it sent me into heavy drinking and losing my job and all kinds of crazy shit. Like, it was bad.
Oh my God.
And
Is that
yeah.
mainstream? I haven't, other than the Hunter Biden laptop phase was when I was like, Trump's going to save us. So.
Well, you know, I was right there with you. And so the Hunter Biden laptop got leaked on Telegram, and my freaking inbox was flooding when that happened. And it was just like, I got thousands of messages, dude. And so I went and I downloaded it on an external hard drive. And then my dumbass tried to open it on the computer that I had at the time, and it crashed my computer. And like, I was into it for like, I don't know, like a day and a half, and then just nothing would open. And then my computer just stopped working. And I'm like, oh, they bugged me. And so I've yet to even open up whatever is on that external hard drive, but whatever was on that laptop, I have it on a fucking external somewhere. Actually, I know exactly where it is. I'm just not going to say that publicly.
Sheesh.
That's crazy.
So, that was the time that during that time I was also doing We the People radio, and we had a show on Roku TV, and another buddy of ours who had a show had the guy on the laptop store on his show, and that's when I'm starting to like really ask questions, you know, like about the people I was surrounding myself with. But yeah, that shit tripped me the fuck out. And I'm like, I can't believe you're actually talking to the guy, you know, and listening to the guy. I'm like, this guy's paid to come on these shows. Like, this guy's paid to come on these shows. And that's what I took away from that. But
Weird.
yeah, I always kill these people. Like, they get quiet on me after I go through my rants. Thank God everybody came back in. We lost like 5 people watching when the sun and moon guy was talking. I don't know if it was him or the subject matter. Maybe we need to put a pretty girl in front of everybody.
Does it cut the people out when you play the video?
No, I can see how many people are watching, and when they leave, jump in and all that.
It was a long video. Maybe they got bored of it.
I thought it was really interesting.
It was interesting, but it was long. But usually the videos we play are what, like how long? Like
I'd keep them between a minute and I try to keep them under 3. I have one tonight that's 5 minutes and 9 seconds long, but I feel like I'm gonna play it at the end because I haven't watched the whole thing, but it's about the return of Sophia, and I thought that Sierra would get a kick out of it, so I saved it.
Yay! Little narcissism in there.
Oh, guys, okay. What about these P50 freaking whatevers? Like the P52s? Yes. And are you seeing this girl that's making the videos about them? Tom,
She's
please.
hilarious too.
Yeah.
What is this? I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
The humans from the future?
Yes.
Yeah.
Humans from the future. Let's
More
go.
information has come out about the P52s, which are supposedly future human beings. First and foremost, more detailed images have come out, which I believe really shows how much I don't look like P52. But let's get into some of the physical attributes of P52. Reflective eyes in darker environments, which I do not have, based on the fact that I am a human being. Abnormally tall. Clearly, I am very normal height. Unusually large hands. Abnormally long wingspan. That is normal. Everyone can do that. Abnormally long legs. I don't know about you, but those legs look pretty normal length to me. P52 has abilities such as telepathy and telekinesis, which I clearly cannot do as I am a human being. Trying to see if I can do it without touching it. Okay, I can. They also have a high IQ, which I guess explains the 5 head. I obviously have a very normal sized forehead and a very average IQ. Anyway, guys, as I always say,
I love her.
Me
Me too.
Or what is that? Was that a joke or?
It's a girl with
Well-
a sense of humor.
Yeah.
She's
So people
really
were
good.
sending her
She's
these
clearly not
videos.
human now.
People were sending her these videos and pictures of the P52s, and she actually made another video, and she was like, "They're not actually the P52s; they're the P50 whatevers," which is like a 1,000-year difference between them. But yeah, they were sending them to her, telling her that she looks like it, and she, like Cece said, she had a sense of humor and fucking ran with it.
Yeah,
Did
she's
she
so
run with it, or did she?
Bro, she has a whole page now dedicated to making videos like this.
Yeah.
I
Like,
knew, okay, so I'm right there with you, bro. I'm like, she
this
is
is all
one.
new to me, but the first thing I see is this woman's clearly non-human. That's the first thing I thought 2 seconds into the video before
She does look exactly like the thing. So
Yeah, total
She
style.
does.
100%. So you think she's actually like a human, and like, no fucking way. No way.
She's
We don't
great.
know.
I just started following her. Whatever, even if she's an alien, she's freaking funny. I like her. She's got a great sense of humor. I just started following her the other day. She's great.
I didn't
Okay.
say I didn't like
aliens
her.
to be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get her on the show.
So here's where my mind goes. When I see certain topics that start to flood my timeline, I start to think that they're purposely being put there for me to see.
100.
And so we're seeing a lot of alien disclosure. It's not only on the timeline. We got the government talking about it. Now we have we're having meetings with government officials, letting the priests and church people that run their churches on how to answer the public's questions in the next few months about what's going to happen. And so I know we've been talking about this. My whole thing is they're the old ones. They're the Watchers. They're the Nephilim. They're whatever is talked about in these ancient books that Tom puts no credit to. But I do. And I think that they've been waiting, and they're going to come out, and they're going to let the world see them, and they're going to come out as aliens.
Yeah.
Are Nephilim good guys or bad guys then?
Bad.
These fuckers are not good at all, bro. Like, not at all.
Right.
However, I do have a video we can jump into right quick, unless you guys have any other thoughts on that, because like my brain is trying to like pull every conclusion I can come to. Like, is this an introduction to Blue Beam? And then I had somebody like yelling at me. I don't know why he was yelling at me, that I'm a fucking idiot and I don't know what Blue Beam is, and it's going to be projected inside of us. It's not something that we're going to visually see. It's like in us. And I'm like, okay, well, this is new to me. Don't call me an idiot. I'm open to hearing about this shit.
Right?
So is this a Blue Beam thing? Are we going to be deceived with shit in the sky? Or is this an actual disclosure? And I'm not saying of aliens, but the entities that they've been talking to and running things behind the scenes.
Maybe a little bit of both. The script is scripting. They're giving us a little bit of truth, but then maybe they're setting the stage for Project Bluebeam, where they either bring in an invasion and they're the saviors, we'll save you guys from these bad guys, these bad aliens, or they bring in the good aliens and say, these aliens are here to help us, let's follow them. Or they bring in a savior and they project, Jesus or something else. But I do think that it's possible for them to project it into our consciousness via, they have like 5G can send out a frequency, and they're coming out with 6G. I think 6G would connect more to our nervous system, and they could kind of tap into our stream of consciousness with the metals in our bodies and connecting kind of that way. So I think it could be a little bit of both, a little bit of disclosure on these beings that there are within our society, and then also maybe setting the stage for an agenda that they have.
Tom?
Do you think they're going to be like real? Like, or do you think?
Well,
You know
I think
what I
the
mean?
aliens are already here. They're in leadership roles. They're in government. They're in all. I mean, they're everywhere. They've infiltrated everywhere. They live amongst us in our society. Reptilians and grays. They all work together. They traffic humans together. They run this society together. So I think there's a lot of different beings here, and they probably are disclosing that part a little bit. But I think when it comes to Blue Beam, my personal beliefs are that they'll say, you know, there's this savior coming to help us all. Let's follow the savior, and whether it be an alien race or you know, like a religious figure, and then, you know, kind of lead people into the new world order, the golden timeline with everything surveillance state, and you know, you're under lock and key at all times, but it's for your safety. And it's so beautiful because we have these, all of the bad guys are gone, you know. So that's kind of the script I think that they're going to be going with, is they're going to, like Catalyst was saying earlier, they're going to wipe out this old system, all of the bad guys, all the boogeymen. They're going to die, they're going to get rid of them, and then they're going to bring in these new guys, these new heroes for us to all follow, and it'll just be an upgrade of their system.
I do find it interesting that Trump's face is on Israeli coins, and then Trump. Oh yeah, they've minted coins with Trump on them in Israel.
And they made them orange.
We live in the dumbest fucking timeline.
Yeah, it's so painful.
And Trump did also say, we're going to live in a golden age. It's going to be an age that nobody's ever seen before. They didn't think we could do it. And I told them, shut the fuck up. We're going to do it. It's a golden age.
His little hands, his tiny little hands.
It's going to be an age of builders, an age of builders. You know what builders are, right? Freemasons?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Master builders.
Master builders. Well, let's get into the Watchers. What do you guys think about those guys? Is that part of the Nephilim? Is that part of, are they good guys? Are they gonna...
I don't think so. I have a weird connection to like the UFO space, which I think which the people in the UFO space think, yes, that there's like a connection between like religious stuff, like the old texts and the UFO thing.
I agree.
If you want to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my like first microdose of like conspiracy, I guess, like the first pebble in my windshield to like break me open to everything is fake and gay and weird.
Oh, I love this analogy.
In 2016, my husband and I were about to go to dinner with my dad and his fiance. She lived in BFE in the middle of nowhere in Micanopy, Florida. We're going to UF at the time. And we saw, right in front of our car at night, dark, this thing. And I was like, that's what the fuck is that? Because like your brain's just immediately like, well, it's not a deer, it's not a bear, it's not this. It took me years to figure out what this was by listening to Sasquatch Chronicles, because everyone's heard about Bigfoot. Everyone knows like what a giant ape man hybrid thing is. It's like, you know, so cartoonized in our minds, it's like silly at this point. But this was like a werewolf basically. And I saw it with my own eyes, and I was a super atheist at the time. Like I said, I was in engineering school. Everything is like scientific and whatever. And I see this thing that like strikes the fear of God into me basically. Like, it's like seeing a ghost almost. It's like, what the fuck am I looking at with my own two eyes right now? And I'm really easy on skeptics because like you cannot know unless you see it yourself. You know what I mean? You cannot be a knower unless you see it.
Clip it.
So I talked to this guy from the North American Dogman Project. There's like an organization basically to help people who've been traumatized by seeing these cryptids. People think it's funny. It's not funny. It's scary. Especially like I got lucky. I saw one from my car, like, which is the way you want to see one. Like and something you can drive away in. But see, some people like physically run into these things in the woods and it traumatizes them. So I was talking to him, and he used to work or like volunteer at a different like organization that was for UFOs, for alien encounters, and for people who would have been abducted from their houses. Like there's like a whole convergence of like UFO activity and like Bigfoot encounters and cryptid encounters and like the lights and all this stuff. Like they typically occur together. It's really weird. I've been in that space for a long time, but all these people that he like interviewed from his UFO organization, he said, like every time they would call out to like a religious figure like Jesus, they would like their encounter would stop. Like they would be transported back into their houses, basically. So I think based on that, and I've heard this a lot, based on that and like all the first-hand encounters, I think it's like there's some convergence of like religion and the UFOs.
Yeah, 1000%. And that comes up a lot in talks too with aliens as well, is that these things will flee if you speak the name Jesus. And whether or not you believe in the Bible or not, there's no denying that word, saying that, speaking that name, holds power against a lot of things that we don't understand.
Yeah, apparently it works on like the Bigfoot too. In some cases, there's some really weird and interesting stories that you can listen to, some encounters. People have them like torturing them on their property, and then they do that, and it gets rid of them.
Yeah, I grew up in BFE, and so I was a freshman in high school, and me and my buddy Mark Converse were on our bicycles, and we were at the top of this mountain. And in the wintertime, we used to go to the top of this mountain and snowboard. And in the summertime, we would go to this top of this mountain, and we build like bike jumps and shit up there. And so it was getting dark, and we were leaving. And by the time we had gotten to the end of the trail, it was completely dark. And this is like National Redwood Forest area where we lived. And so I look over, and I just saw a dark figure with glowing red eyes. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? And I just booked it on my bike. I just started pedaling as fucking fast as I could. And my buddy Mark did the exact same thing. And he just fucking flew past me because he's like athletic as fuck. He flew right past me, and we get to the bottom, and I was like, what the fuck are you running from? And he was like, I saw, and he fucking described exactly what I saw. And I was like, oh fuck, dude, that's what I saw too. And I was freaked the fuck out for years over that thing.
I literally, like, I think I was like, I'm sober now. I think part of the reason I started drinking so much was because I didn't want to like deal with thinking about that, you know?
How long have you been sober for?
Since I found out I was pregnant with my first kid, really, like I stopped drinking. I was actually about to pound a shot of vodka, and I was like, I feel like I might be pregnant this month. And I was.
That's like, that woman intuition.
Damn,
yeah,
well,
I was just like,
that's fucking awesome, because alcohol just brings in bad energy altogether. I wish it didn't have to be a part of society in almost every single fucking thing that we do. Like, I was handed a flyer of this thing that's happening tomorrow night, and I'm like, I need to get out and fucking socialize. And all over this flyer is just fucking cocktail drinks. And I was just like, fuck, I'm not going.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true though. It's everywhere, right?
Right. And it's become like a part of the human mating ritual too. It's like anything that you do to meet a spouse or a partner has to involve drinking. You go to a bar, a club, like I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do any of that stuff. But I like singing, like, but like there's no karaoke places that don't happen at bars. It's like, fuck, dude, what do you do? Like, I don't know. But anyways, enough about normie. What's that?
Nature's a great date.
Nature. It is all the time. All the fucking time. That's why I live in Tahoe. But let's get into the Watchers.
The Watchers Part 3. There is a Masonic scholar named Robert Sullivan, a Freemason himself. He wrote a 700-page book called The Royal Ark of Enoch. His thesis is that the high-degree Masonic ritual developed in France in the mid-1700s is derived directly from the Book of Enoch. The highest degree ritual in Freemasonry is named after the prophet whose book was voted out of your Bible. The same book that names the Watchers and the same book that names the Nephilim. Freemasonry inherited it. A guy named John Dee served Queen Elizabeth I as her astrologer and left behind a system he called Enochian. And by the time the Scottish Rite formalized the 33 degrees, the architecture was Watcher knowledge dressed in an apron. All right, so now count the founding fathers. Washington, Franklin, 14 presidents, the architect of the U.S. Capitol. Sitting above them, the Jesuits, the Knights of Malta, the Bilderberg Trilateral Commission, the same diluted bloodlines from the last video. And here's what the research forced me to see. The people at the top are not the source. They're just the vessels. They're just hosts. The Nephilim spirits are riding them the same way that they've been riding vessels for 5,500 years, and they probably don't even know it. The Watchers themselves underneath the whole thing, bound, still holding the earth together, still waiting. Every throne built on captured Watcher knowledge and ridden by Nephilim spirits is cracking, and it's all happening at the same time. This is not a coincidence. This is the Watchers throwing the truth at our feet from underneath the structure. And here's the path out. First is discernment. The Watchers are teachers. The Nephilim spirits are parasites. Not the same thing. They've never been. Second, recognition. Learn the names. Casbiel, Semjaza, Azael, Panamu, Aramayos, Barakel, Sariel. Third, starvation. The parasites need resonant matches. Shame is one of the frequencies they feed on. Refuse the shame, love the Watchers, starve the residue, and recognize that we are worthy now. AI handed us the receipts. Ethiopia refused to let the book die, and the Watchers have been waiting 5,500 years for the generation that could finally tell them apart from what has been wearing their name. And that's us. Welcome them home. Thank you, and I love you.
So this guy's saying that the Watchers are the good guys, and I've had it wrong this whole time. I thought the Watchers were part of the 200 that were cast out.
So the Book of Enoch says.
So
Right.
the Watchers
So
are the
either
good
this
guys,
guy
the
doesn't-
Nephilim are bad, right? That's what he said.
I thought that
Nephilim
they
are
were one and the,
parasites.
I thought they were one and the same.
No, so the Watchers 200. I've recently read the Book of Enoch because I recently, I'm new here.
Let's go.
So 200 Watchers are literally like, human bitches are hot as fuck. Let's go mate with them. And so they like rally together. Basically, they're like, if all of us go, we can't all get in trouble, right? So they all go and they fuck all these women. And God is like, this is a mess. And all of his angels are like telling on them. They're like, oh my God, are you watching what these like our brothers are doing? And God's like, I hate that. Like we need to fix this basically. And so what the Nephilim are what the spawn of the Watchers and the human women. So they're like these abominations that are giants. And sorry, I have something in my eye. And basically they grow and grow and grow. People can't feed them, so they start eating people. And this is where the angels are like freaking out in heaven. They're like, God, like they're eating people. And God has the Nephilim fight each other to death, basically. And the spirits of the Nephilim, it says, stay wandering the earth. So that's where it's like the 13 families have like some resonance that can be the vessel for these spirits, essentially. Now, like the Book of Enoch is pretty clear that the Watchers are like God is very upset with them because they beg Enoch. Enoch is like the person they're like, please, like put in a good word for us with God. Like tell him we're sorry. And God is basically like, get fucked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying is basically they're one and the same because we wouldn't have had the Nephilim if it wasn't for these horny ass Watchers in the first place. And if God said, you're not welcome back up here, like you got to stay down on that fucking level, then I don't know where this guy's coming from. Like, I don't understand why this guy is saying the Nephilim are bad and the Watchers are good.
Well, first of all, his entire script was AI. Like, it was just, I don't know if you guys noticed. It was just like listening to AI. So.
I mean, maybe the story's inverted.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you from different belief systems, there's if you're talking about the Watchers in like Sumerian culture, then that's like the Ajiji who were basically working for like Enki and Enlil. So I think we can all agree, even if we don't all call them the same things, that there are definitely non-human entities among us and hybrids among us from, probably Nephilim having sex with women or whoever having these relations, and then also altering our DNA. So with like the dogmen, I've heard stories about the reptilians using the dogmen to guard certain areas, and then stories about reptilians trying to use Sasquatch. So it's like there's all of these connections from all different cultures all around the world, and they all just lead to one truth that I think that we can all kind of agree on, and that's there's a bunch of non-human entities down here.
Barron Trump's Nephilim. There's Nephilim in the NBA. The best basketball player in the world is a Nephilim. He's like 7'6". He's a freak. No, they call him the alien.
Bro, I had
human.
I had Justin Brown on, who wrote the Epic of Enoch. I had him on the White Rabbit, and his whole thing, he wrote this book because he says that, or not the Epic of Enoch, the Epic of Esau, and he says that Esau is the first depiction of Bigfoot, and it was in the Bible because he came out full of hair, red hair from head to toe, and his brother tricked his dad by putting a freaking goat's fur over him. It's like, bro, like you're not confusing like my uncle has a hairy back, right? Like we go out on the boat and it's like, oh bro, take your shirt off, because he already took his shirt off, like making fun of him. If I was to feel his back, I would not confuse it with a goat. Like that's just, it's fucking anyways. So he goes into this, right? And I was like, then we start talking about like elongated skulls and the Nephilim, and I was like, Barron Trump's a Nephilim for sure, right? And he was like, yeah, he's a tall dude. And that was about all I got out of him. And I was expecting like laughter and like actual him like wheels start spinning, because Tom, I'm right there with you, bro. Like the way that Ivanka and Donald fucking, the way that they are with him compared to the other kids is totally different. It's almost like they're raising a messiah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He just looks super creepy to me. Like, I asked my friends that are like Republican that like him. I'm like, dude, like he looks like a fucking creep. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, look at him. He's fucking creepy as shit. And they're like,
He looks like American Psycho.
I never thought about that.
Oh yeah. What do you guys think about what do you guys think he whispered into Biden's ear at Inauguration Day to just make his face fucking go from smiley to stone cold? Oh fuck.
Who?
Barron Trump walked over during Inauguration Day, and he leaned over, and Joe Biden stuck his hand out. They shook, and fucking Barron pulled him in, whispered something in his ear, and fucking Biden's face went from smiling to holy shit.
That's all an act. Like they're now that I know, I used to be like, oh dude, you see that? He said something to Biden. Biden's fucked, man. Biden's cooked. Like, and now I know that that's all like he was instructed to do that. That these are the side stories that they create, and they can give us, the white hats can give us that. And it's just, that's what that is. Yeah.
No, I agree. Now looking back on it, like another thing is like, what was in those envelopes, right? At the funeral.
Dude, I was obsessed with that. I've told all my friends about the envelope. Dude, look at this. Watch him hand this envelope. Look at the look on his face. And dude, I was sold. I got duped by that. I got absolutely duped by that.
You know what else we got duped by? Twice. Maybe not even twice. 3 fucking times. From the term conspiracy theorists origination, the original fucking conspiracy. At first, it was the CIA for sure did it. They had a second gunman. Then recently they had 2 different cars that they showed us, and it was the fucking driver. The driver turned around and fucking shoots Kennedy. I'm about to blow your guys' fucking mind with this one. Watch this shit.
Check this out. Lyndon Johnson, Golda Meir, Prime Minister of Israel. Lyndon Johnson, Golda Meir. Lyndon Johnson, Golda Meir. Oh, look at Jackie's dress. Oh, she still has the blood on it. That's cute. And then listen. Look at her smile. Look at her crazy eyes. And then listen to
Hello?
her phone call with Lyndon.
I love you. You just skipped away from this town. I ought to have had you arrested.
But I was so mad at myself.
Yeah, well, you ought to be mad. You almost made me mad at you leaving without coming by and hugging me and telling me goodbye.
Yeah, but did you get my note?
Yes, I did. And
Talked to Ladybird. I felt so stupid.
well, I miss you, and I'm thinking of you, and
They think we're stupid, Goyim.
Ladies and gentlemen, fucking the whole Erica Kirk thing has been played. We're just seeing it in replay. I don't know about you guys, but I saw that shit shoot up.
Up and
Now,
forward.
this could be a completely new generated video. Who the fuck knows? But if
I
we're
could see
going
it,
based
though.
off of that video, it looks like Jackie killed him.
It looked like a
I
rubber
was-
doll. I don't even think there was a person there. I think the whole thing was fake.
Thought it
Okay.
was weird that she was allowed to live if he wasn't allowed to live.
Well, if she was his handler the whole time too, right? And that whole honeypot thing, I don't know. It's not like he was bad with the ladies. From what I hear, he kind of had a new one every night. My Marilyn Monroe was a frequenter at his frequent flyer miles and shit. So I don't know, man. Like
They're
maybe
non-humans. She didn't care about that.
you don't think so? Because his family comes from mafia, not necessarily these money blood ties.
No. It's all
Kennedys
fake.
are one of the 13 families, aren't they?
Oh.
Get the fuck out. No way. Really?
Oh.
No.
They're not even that high up. They're like they get.
I know,
shit-
one of the 13 families that they give us up there with Orsini and
Yeah, the fake 13.
Maybe. I don't know. We can't say that name on here. We're on YouTube, you guys. Like that got Tinfoil Hat completely wiped off for 5 years.
really?
That name alone, yeah.
Which
Wow.
one? The O one?
Yeah. Kennedy is considered part of the 13 families.
You blew my mind with that one. I had no idea. Like this is a Mandela effect because I'm hearing this for the first time in my life.
It's not just the Charlie Kirk thing that was fake. It was the MLK. It was the JFK. All the assassinations are fake.
Well, yeah, if we were to look, if MLK was alive in our generation, he'd be all over the Epstein files with little boy lover logos. So, I mean, that's just how he was. But I don't want to. We tapped into the Masons, we tapped into the Watchers, and I do have an agenda here that the Kennedy thing was just kind of an outlier, and I thought that was interesting, and I wanted to get your guys' take on it. Yeah, man, could have been a mannequin. Now that I think about it, Tom, that's a good take as well.
Because his head is flying around like those blow up dolls on the street to get people to come into the door.
Those waving ones.
Like, look, if you look at it, like
My daughters love those.
So, Tom, do you think that the Masons have any actual secret hidden knowledge or any pull or anything like that? Like, it seems like when we dig into all these conspiracies, they're at the base of a lot of them, not necessarily as nefarious as we like to make them out to be. Because I have Masonic friends. I have friends that are Freemasons, and they're dumb when it comes to this shit that I talk about.
I think the judges and the cops and all them are, and I don't think a Freemason can be arrested and go to jail. I wouldn't be surprised if
They can't testify against each other, I thought.
I don't know. It's just there is a fraternity, like how high up they are or whatnot, whatever. It's, there's a thing, but I don't think they're all bad. They're not all bad. And some of them don't even realize. Some of them don't know. The lower level members, I don't know how it works. You'd have to become one and go through it to know what it really is, to be honest. So like everything we get is pure hearsay, all of it. So,
well, have you seen the movie Have you seen the movie 8 Mile with Eminem?
A long time ago.
Well, it's possible that Cheddar Bob was the very first Freemason.
You can't trust anybody, so I always lean towards controversy. Now, this man was shot 9 times, and you know they love the number 9, okay? I want you to ask 50. This is for my Instagram page. I know who watches me. I know who shares my reels. I know who likes my stuff. I know who's following this. The only way to free us, does he understand what this video meant, and does he think Cheddar Bob in 8 Mile was Cheddar Man? I think Eminem got here, realized that the Illuminati was actually black. This is Cheddar Man. RH negative blood. I'm RH null. I lack pigment in my skin. If he were white, he would look like this. And now I'm going to share with you a video 50 posted on his page. This is 13 black royal families. I believe their identity was stolen by transgenders. The only way to free us is to prove they stole the identity of the Rothschilds, you see? 13 black crows, that's 13 black families, turned into transgender white chicks. You guys think I care that these people are transgender? I do not care. That's a man's skull. That's a man right there. That's a woman's skull. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? The identities have been stolen because of the transgender shit. Please send this to 50. There was only 2 million reported Jews in the world. Everywhere Hitler was, anytime in the world, there's only 2 million reported Jews. Those 6 million people that died were Tartarians. We are Tartarians. Wake the fuck up. Nazi means National Zionist Group. Wake up. Nazi. National Zionist. Wake up, people. I'm so mad I can't even see straight right now. You guys got to check into this game with me.
And she really does get mad too, because I had in my inbox a couple years ago, like a fucking novel from her about how I'm misleading people and I'm the problem.
She follows me, Bed Mindy.
She's awesome. I love her shit. And she blows my mind all the time.
Let me blow your mind real quick.
Let's do it.
What's her name?
Fed Mindy.
Are you going to say she's fake?
Yes.
I said, what's her name? And I rest my case.
I just immediately check out when
That was a mic drop.
conspiracy theorists are like, they do like the name dropping thing. Like everything is just a trigger word, basically. Like, and then it just like jumps around. I'm like, okay, I'm slow. Like, I need you to like explain to me, like logically, this thing. If you just be like transgender, 13 families, blah 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 blah. Like, I'm not gonna follow if you do that. I'm out. And for those reasons, I'm out.
I get it, but where she threw me off, or not threw me off, I was following along right up until she said the Nazi stands for National Zionist, and I was like, what? Wait a minute. Okay, so Hitler was funded by Epstein and Rockefellers. After all that shit goes down, Israel gets its homeland. It has a place to plant a flag at. So that was all a psyop. And her like breaking down that compound word, I was like, oh my God, it was right there in front of us the whole fucking time. And that was a no shit moment for me, ladies and gentlemen.
So you think
Now they run NASA. The Nazis run NASA. What's that?
National Satanists, NASA.
That's it.
I mean, it is National Satanist. Yes. Not a space agency. Also in Hebrew means to deceive. And they have the snake tongue right in their logo. So it's all right there for us. And they embezzle what? $2.5 million every single day.
And
or is it $22 million?
Yeah. Or is it National Saturnist, right? It looks like the tongue or whatever could be a ring.
Yeah, it's both, right? They hide multiple in every single logo. It's like every psyop, right? They gotta get at least 2 agendas out of pulling one of these psyops, and even the little ones, right? Like, you guys remember after the whole Charlie Kirk thing, and then they made like this big deal about fucking Jimmy Kimmel and him getting kicked off of his own show. And I was like, this is all fake and gay. Like, this is all fake and gay. And somebody was like, what do they have to gain out of this? And I was like, 2 things right off the bat. I was like, his ratings are shit. I was like, so They're going to kick his ass off. It's going to bring controversy. Then he's going to come back and his ratings are going to boost through the fucking roof. I was like, that's agenda number one. And then agenda number two is they're going to be able to push fucking gun control through all this shit. And just like I fucking called it, dude. They tried to push gun control and fucking he came back. The ratings boosted, but it was only for like 2 episodes.
Everything is a gun control agenda.
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
Everything's
man.
a control agenda, period.
If they
Everything's just for control.
If they could take our guns from us, do you think that guns is something that got away from them? Kind of like maybe the internet is right now. It's like, we'll let them have these things. We'll be able to take them when we want.
I think about that all the time because I was like, you know, the founding fathers, they're all Freemasons, right? So I'm like, all right, that war was kind of fake. Like the British didn't really lose. They're still in control. So it's like an illusion with 13 colonies. And I'm like, oh, wow. So, and then I'm like, well, you know, wow, they let us have guns and they do have these like laws of God's type laws, right? That seems right and feels right. So like what happened there? Is it that much deception that doesn't matter, right? That they can trick. We all have guns now, but we haven't done anything with it. Are we ever? I think they already know that it's like it's thwarted. It's not even a thing.
They probably were like, let's let them keep the guns to give them the illusion of that they have the power, and then we'll just poison their water to deplete them of testosterone so they won't even be able to use them if they want to.
Yeah, they probably knew that saying that they were going to take the guns would be the only way that we would actually use the guns.
Well, maybe they should say that they're going to take the guns then, like legitimately say it. They've been like hinting at it for years, ever since I can remember, and probably before me. So what's to stop them though? Like, honestly, if they were to say martial law tomorrow, like what is our guns gonna do? Like we have militias and shit. We could hold ground for a little bit, but like realistically speaking, if let's say Israeli fucking military comes in because the United States military refuses to attack its own people, we're still fucked.
I think it's more about the illusion though of like that there's good guys and bad guys. So they enter the gun thing into the equation, right? Yes, they could come and get the guns and they might someday. And I know how to protect from that. I'll tell you later. But it's more about the illusion of like, well, these guys are pro-gun, like Trump's pro-gun or whoever, like the Republicans are pro-gun and the Democrats are anti, right? It's more about that illusion of that fight of left and right that is more important to this agenda than actually taking the guns.
I could see that. Yeah, I definitely could see
Clip
that.
it.
Clip it. So the guns are like just a division tool, basically.
I could see that, honestly, because once they implemented the Republican and Democratic Party, that was it. That's all they needed to control everybody. It's like they could sit back and be like, okay, now it runs itself. It's like a self-running hatred fucking spew. Keep them divided. And it's what did I say last week? That politics is pro wrestling for people that think they're smart.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about time travel? Let's get into it.
Congratulations, you've reached the bottom of the rabbit hole. You're so deep that you're going to find out all this information that Amy Eskridge divulged is completely fucking wrong. All the respect to Amy Eskridge and the things that she discovered, but she did not reach the bottom of the rabbit hole. She talked about how portals are possible. You can take matter, turn it into energy, and the matter again. And once you do that, if she would have realized it, you can go anywhere in time and space. There are 4 different ways to time travel that I am aware of. The first one being Tesla teleporters. This is essentially a gateway that Tesla rediscovered, because it's been around forever. And essentially, you can only go to the future with a Tesla teleporter, because the gate has to be there in order for it to work, so it can only work after you built it. Andrew Basiago was the first whistleblower to talk about this technology. The second form of time travel technology is portals. So it's essentially gateways that you build. It's like plasma, like a blue plasma energy that you like walk through. Looks a lot like this. And it's exactly as Amy Eskridge explained. You turn into energy and then you materialize back into matter on the other side. But what she didn't understand is that once you operate a portal, once you open one up, if you know what you're doing, You can go anywhere in time and space, literally anywhere. Doesn't matter if it's the past, the future, you can even go to alternate realities if you dial it in well enough. Montauk had a whole entire room full of portals. The third form of time travel technology is mirror doors. So when Area 51 happened, they discovered what they called the trip chair on the ship. And essentially, it was a technology that the extraterrestrials, they sat in this chair and the chair amplified their thoughts. And they would actually use this thing to open wormholes for the ship to go through so they could go anywhere in time and space instantly. They took the chair to Montauk and it was so small that they had to test and operate and use the chair with fucking children. So I was one of the children that operated this chair. They paid me in ice cream sandwiches. I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's what they did. They would starve me if I didn't do a good job and torture me. And if I did a good job, they would give me like a burger and fries and an ice cream sandwich because they told me they'd give me any food in the world that I wanted, and that's what I asked for. The fourth form of time travel is soul swapping and body jumping. You can use the trip chair. I couldn't do this, but there are other people at Montauk that could do this. You could actually occupy people. So we changed events in history by jumping into their bodies and being them for like 20 minutes. Entire timeline switches have happened because we did that. Napoleon was a Montauk time soldier, all right? Julius Caesar was a Montauk time soldier, completely unaware of it. Both of them were. They were DID alter programmed and had multiple personalities. I have literally met Napoleon. I consider him a friend. I miss him. So yeah, that's the fucking bottom of the rabbit hole. And hey, if you don't believe me, it's not my fucking problem.
Talking to me at the end of that video. I feel like he was directly talking to me at the end of that video. I don't believe him. He had me
just talking about being in the chair. Sounds like the storyline to the Dark Tower. So could be a little bit of truth there, or he could be just getting that from the Dark Tower.
Or the movie Flight of the Navigator from the 80s. I don't know, man. Maybe this guy is telling the fucking truth, but I was going along with everything he said until he said, "I know because I was there." And then he said he's friends with Napoleon, and I laughed. So
that part was funny. The tiny chair thing reminded me of the S4 documentary. Who was the like physicist or whatever who was in that S4? He's like a famous Bob Lazar.
Oh, Bob Lazar. Oh, the TikTok guy. That was on Joe Rogan.
I think was he on Joe Rogan? I don't know. I just watched a documentary with him. He was the guy who leaked his story because the government was trying to kill him for sending him to Area 51 and he leaked some of their stuff. But he described the tiny chairs too. So.
Right. And yes, he was also, they tried to say that he never worked at some of these facilities, and they pulled up old charts, and his name was in there. So he was definitely a part of these organizations that he talks about, which gives a lot of credit to his story. But then I think about William Cooper, who wrote Behold a Pale Horse, who was the original Alex Jones, who I think they decided to steal Alex Jones's persona from. And towards the end of his life, he was like, you know what? I think they fucking fed me all of this information so that I would fucking tell it to you guys. And I don't know if anything that I've been showed was legit or not. And almost backtracked on a lot of shit that he was saying. And then really went at the fucking Jews too. And then they killed him in his front yard.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, listen, what I want to tell like these types of people who are like acting a little bit wacky and want people to believe them, like, I mean, I get it. If this is real and he like had a severely traumatic childhood, I understand why he like has kind of become this person. Like, but please like get jacked and present yourself in a way that doesn't make you look schizophrenic when you're telling people this stuff. Like,
he did look like he looked like he ate a lot of ice cream sandwiches.
Yes, like please give yourself all the credibility you can. Like, take the credibility, by doing the things that you can do to make yourself look as sane as possible.
Yes, that goes for so many people too, because there's people that come out who like I don't want to say blow the whistle, but like are groundbreaking in a lot of these things that they talk about, and you're like, holy shit. But then I like Donald Marshall, and I've used him as my reference for so long, and then he gets shit-faced drunk on like this 3-hour sit down fucking podcast, and I watched him contradict himself like 4 times in that podcast from what he was saying in previous like fucking reels that he was doing and shit. And it sucks because like I've like months and months of studying what this guy was talking about and going down these rabbit holes, and like filled up like a notebook and a half, like going down all these things. And like a lot of the shit he says is legit. But then it's like, I'm wondering if they traumatize a lot of these people and send them out into the public just to see what the fuck happens, you know?
I think so.
Or
I
you
don't
could just
know,
be
man.
told to say that.
He totally could be told to say that. I don't know. We're gonna jump into something because I get this quite a bit at work because, believe it or not, my mouth is even worse there than it is when I'm in front of the microphone. And there's somebody that I work with, and he has to ask me at least once a week how I'm Christian, and I use the F word like it's my favorite word. And I have to interject and I say, not like it's my favorite word, bro. It is my favorite fucking word. And so
swearing isn't a bad habit. It is a biological tool. When you swear, you're not using your usual language system. You're activating your limbic system, the part of your brain that's tied to emotion, survival, and instinct. That is why it feels so automatic and why it often slips out during stress. It's not just words, it's reflex. And here's where it gets wild. Swearing can actually reduce pain. It triggers a stress response, releasing adrenaline and your brain's natural painkillers. That's why people who swear during physical pain can tolerate more of it. It also helps you regulate emotion, kind of like a pressure valve. It releases intensity so that your nervous system can come back down. And it even boosts performance because it lowers inhibition and helps you push through discomfort. So the moment you absolutely lose your shit, it's actually not you losing control. It's your brain trying to help you gain it back. So no, swearing isn't just bad language. Used intentionally, it's emotional release, it's stress regulation, and it's nervous system support. Your body doesn't care about social rules. It cares about survival. And sometimes healing sounds like a big old You're not being inappropriate. You're being neurologically efficient.
I love it. Anything that can give me an excuse to cuss more.
When my dog slammed me into a fence earlier today,
What?
screaming at the top of my lungs for all my neighbors to hear, definitely did take a little bit of the pain away, I will say.
What the fuck's going on at your house?
No, my dog, I took her outside and she went after another dog that was barking at the window. And
Oh,
she
I
slammed
thought
me.
you said
your dad.
I
No,
swear
no,
you said your
God,
dad
no.
too.
I'm like, here, let me just trauma dump really quick, guys. No. My dog, she slammed me into the fence earlier and I screamed at the top of my lungs. I'm sure my neighbors were all like, somebody's dying outside, but it hurt so bad. And yeah, I can definitely attest that screaming a profanity at the top of my lungs definitely is a little bit of a painkiller.
Fuck, Sierra, you had me worried there for a second. Like all this shit's going through my head. Like, fuck, dude, I got to get a plane ticket and get her out of there.
I'm so
Like,
sorry.
you're just like, yeah, when my dad slammed me in the fence earlier today, we're all just like,
oh my God. No. My dad is dead. So it was my dog.
much better. Okay.
Well, that's not much. Well, that is much. Sorry about that. But that's man. So, okay. I went on a turn, and yes, that is awesome that cussing is cool. So, yes, I knew that when I was a kid. And even though my parents didn't think so, I always knew that it was cool. I didn't mean to play that video. I have so I have formed an internet crush on this girl. So I actually have another video of hers, which I should have played first, but we're going to play it right now.
Things I can say for free your therapist can't. They say that you can quantum jump into a new life, that you can shift realities overnight. But is that actually what's happening? The real jump isn't out there in the universe. It's happening inside your body. It's the 18-inch distance between your head and your heart. You can visualize the life you want all day long. See it, name it, and picture that version of yourself. But if your body still feels unsafe, still feels unworthy, you won't live it. Because even though your brain might believe it, your nervous system will reject it. That is the real gap, not distance, congruence. The quantum jump isn't a leap, it's repetition. Choosing again and again to think like that version of you, to feel like that version of you, and then to move like that version of you until your nervous system catches up. That's neuroplasticity. That is the synapse firing. And that is the 18-inch bridge being built, one decision at a time. So no, you don't just magically become someone new. You practice becoming that version of yourself until it feels natural. The real quantum jump is when what you know becomes how you live.
Chad.
Yeah, it's just alignment.
Is that a fake it until you make it? Basically, right?
Pretty much, I think so. Aligning with something means just making those small choices that put you into that alignment with that timeline, with that reality. So you have to make those choices, because you can sit here and say, oh, I'm manifesting this new life for myself. But if there's no action with that mindset, then you're not aligning yourself with that reality. You can think about it all day, but until you're actually making moves, that even if you're faking it till you make it, as long as it's in alignment with what it is you're trying to achieve, then that's actually the steps forward, I think.
Yeah, I love it.
Your vibration needs to match up with it, and sometimes your goal of, like, I know this happens a lot with me. Like, I think we like to think a little bit ahead. Like we like to think we're a little bit better or closer to a goal possibly than what we are, just out of self-bias. And it's like, it seems like I always find myself, the reality is I'm a step below of what I think I am. And I just haven't, like, I'm already there, like in my head, right? But maybe in the physical, maybe I'm not fully embodying what's already here, right? And then it's just like a step. And I feel like we're always playing catch up by, like, then you get there and then you think you should be there, but you should be here. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense, bro. I was talking about this exact thing with my recovery sponsor last night. And because I've expressed to you guys either on the show or after the show about the move that I'm trying to make, and how it's just been pissing me off because I know I'm supposed to be there and I'm stuck here and I don't know how to get from from here to there. And my sponsor was like, look, man, he was like, if you're going to a concert and you know that you're about to get there, but you got to stop and get gas, are you pissed off that you're there getting gas and not at the concert? Or are you excited because you're getting gas and you're about to go to the concert? And I was like, holy shit, dude. He was like, you're going to get there. He's like, why are you spending energy being pissed off about it? You're just at the gas station right now.
Yeah, we're super programmed with doubt, and doubt just gets in the way, because then it hinders us from that alignment. If any doubt creeps in, then you're not at the same frequency, because the frequency of knowing that you've made it is the same frequency of actually achieving that. And if you have any doubt, then that's interfering with that frequency for you to actually align with it.
I feel that 100%. CZ, have you tried this, like, to envision yourself and manifest some of these things?
Yes, delusional optimism has changed my life.
I love that term. That's awesome.
Yes, me too.
Yes, I used to struggle with, like, a lot of anxiety and self-esteem issues, just from, like, how I was raised and everything like that. And I think, like, learning to just, like, trust that you will be able to figure out whatever comes your way, and whatever you make happen is going to be awesome, like, helps a lot. Like, everything just falls into place that way. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I 100% believe in that. And we're getting close to the end now, so I'm going to try to jump in a few more of these videos, and this goes right in line with what we're talking about.
When people say, how are things going? You say, wonderful. You say, how's life? You say, terrific. You say, how's your relationships? Couldn't be better. How is your health? How are you feeling? I feel great. In other words, don't talk about negative things, because when you talk about negative things, you actually increase them and you draw more of them into your life. Look at the people that you know who have problems. You notice the people that you know who have problems all the time, never seem to solve their problems? Are people who talk about their problems all the time? To him that hath shall more be given, from him who hath not even that which he has shall be taken away. Now, this is another critical point with regard to relationships. And I learned this again in my studies. It is that each of us has a certain amount of suffering that we've gone through, and people fall in love with their suffering. People love their sufferings. As a matter of fact, they feel that they've paid for it, they've thought about it, they've lived with it for so long that most people are very reluctant to give up their suffering. You can't talk them out of it. You say, well, why don't you just forget it? Why don't you just put it behind you? Why don't you just get on with it? They say, well, I can't do that. Do you know how much I've suffered? Do you know how much emotional investment I put into this relationship, this job, this career, and so on?
Boom. So, Cece, I like to try to play some positive things like that towards the end of our show, because we show a lot of doom and gloom here, and we can't control the outcome of what these archons and crazy, evil, parasitic elites are going to do to us. But what we can control is ourselves and those around us, how we perceive things and how we affect others. And so we always try to leave on a positive vibe. I have a couple more positive videos. We'll just play one more really short one. It's 26 seconds, but I'll wait till the very end. Have you guys put any of this into practice? Because I know I have recently, and I've been keeping things to myself, especially since our last conversation.
I just wanted to say that it made me think of two different testimonies I've heard recently of people who were diagnosed with cancer, and they just never once told a single person about their diagnosis. They never once acted like they had cancer. They never said it to themselves. They never did chemo. They just completely decided they did not have cancer. They never said it to anyone, and the cancer went away, which obviously I'm sure they were also changing, their healthy or their wellness habits and things like that. But on top of it, your mind is going to agree with you on whatever your feeding is. So if you're telling yourself, I have cancer, you're telling everyone, I have cancer, then your mind is like, well, we have cancer. So I think, even your body will start to agree with your habitual thought patterns.
Man, that's a scary thing too, right? Like, it's almost like if you work out you miss like a couple months and you go back in like 3-4 days, your muscle memory, and you start to like get this tone and shit. And I have a feeling that we can do the same thing with our emotions, and we put like thoughts, negative ones, on the back burner, but they're still there. And when we give them attention, it's like muscle memory, and they come back full fold.
It's like a self-feeding thing too, kind of. Like, I don't know if you ever just have like one of those days where like little things go wrong and then it just kind of like spirals out of control. Like,
yeah,
I think it kind of goes both ways. Like, if you notice the good things, like it kind of like gives you an attitude boost, and it just like feeds into like the positive stuff, and then it like reduces stress, and it's probably like very good for your body and all of this kind of thing. But yeah, I have noticed though, the people who are very negative tend to have really awful things happen to them all the time. And I'm like, I don't know if it's like just you noticing that everything is like seems so much worse than it really is.
Yeah, lining with that victimhood.
Yeah.
And then you stay a victim because you always view yourself as a victim.
And it's also what we choose to focus on too, right? Like, I love this analogy, and I know I'm sitting here with people that don't give the Bible much credence, but Satan was able to deceive angels while they were in bliss, all glory of heaven, the full glory of God. He didn't change. Heaven didn't change. Their viewpoint and their perspective on heaven changed, and they thought the grass would be greener somewhere else. And that's like the perfect analogy. Like, you could be in heaven, But if you're deciding to focus on what's negative, then that's what you're going to see. 100%. Like I write a gratitude list every morning, even if I wake up in a bad fucking mood. That especially if I wake up in a bad mood, I'm like, what am I grateful for? Because a year ago, there's things that I have that I take for granted now that I would have killed for. You know what I mean? And then I get in my car every morning in a nice, reliable car driving to work that doesn't break down on me, and I don't give it two fucking thoughts. Whereas a year ago, I would have killed for a reliable car. You know what I mean? So how do we look at things? How it will definitely change our perspective and enhance our lives too, you know?
Yeah.
Heaven and hell are a state of consciousness. So you always have to go out and see if you're looking for signs of heaven in your reality or if you're looking for signs of hell. And whichever one you're looking for is what you're going to find.
Love it. And don't take it personal.
One of the healthiest habits you could practice is to not take anything personal. The second you realize most people are at war with themselves and not you, the door to freedom opens up. The things people say and the things people do are often a reflection of themselves, not you. Remember that next time someone's being a dick.
All right. Well, that's all the videos that I have for tonight. And Cece, you were a freaking awesome guest. You came, you rocked it, and it was awesome. You have an open seat at the table anytime you want. Is there anything that you guys would like to talk about before we go around the horn?
Our first guest and our first guest in Cece's first podcast, right?
Yeah, and I had the best time. I was going to ask if you ever have like an opening and you need someone, please let me know. I had so much fun. This was so fun.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
you for sure have to come back.
You were amazing. I had no idea this was your first time on a podcast. I've hosted a lot of first timers and you definitely didn't carry yourself that way. So congratulations.
I'm a yapper.
That was freaking awesome. Well, why don't you tell everybody once again where they can find your content if they want to follow along with you and where they can get you and help you out and support you.
On Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, I am HotMomFits. And on Kick, I am Cecilia Ambrow.
Awesome. And if you guys want to come check back, as always, I will have those links for you down in the show notes. So you can just give a click on one of those. If you're just watching and you are impatient like I am, the way that she has it spelled out right there in her window right there, if you just type that into any of the platforms that she just said, you can follow along. And as always, I have my amazing co-hosts, my brother Tom and my sister Sierra. You guys can plug away.
Go ahead, Tom.
I don't have much of a plug. Instagram, Tom Zames.
And you can also find Tom as a guest on the latest Cult of Conspiracy, even though they spelled my name wrong and didn't include his. He was on there and crushed it. So
yeah,
go check.
There talking about how everything was fake. I don't think they like that.
It's all good. You know what? You planted seeds, and I was able to navigate the conversation so that they didn't get completely turned off by what the things that we believe. But it was still great. They didn't.
The truth.
They didn't tell me that my microphone wasn't coming through, so my sound is shit. I only listened to the first 30 seconds of it, and I was like, "Oh shit, unlistenable," because I'm a sound Nazi. Damn, I can't say that anymore because I'm not a National Zionist.
National Zionist.
Shit.
I'm getting so angry.
Sierra?
Yeah, you guys can find me at Divinely Sierra on Instagram, and I will be on the Outside Minds podcast on May 31st. So looking forward to that as well.
Let's go. What is it? Outside Minds?
Outside Minds. Yes, sir.
Awesome. I can't wait for that. And Hot Fit Moms, or AKA Cece, you will see her on the White Rabbit podcast very soon if she would like to join my show. That would be awesome.
I would love to.
Heck yeah, we will talk offline and get that going. So, guys, we're going to end this how we do. Tom, how is that? Everything is fake and gay and
we're out.
The only thing that's real in this world are your souls.
That's beautiful.
Love it.
Trinity of truth. The tallest proof. The strange, the weird, the odd, the real. Tom Zames, divine.
Riley Sierra and Catalyst Jones.